Hare Krishna to all the devotees. So we are going through this Krishna Lila from our Krishna book, and as of now we have heard lot of pastimes about Lord Krishna killing so many demons, Aghasur, Bakasur, and Kalia also, and extinguishing the forest fire. So today we are going to discuss a very another topic, killing of another demon, but this time this demon was not killed by Krishna, but by Balaram. So again, very interesting thing that in Krishna Lila, how what is the role of Balaram? So today we are going to understand through this very important pastime. So this the chapter title is the killing of demon Pralambasur. This is the 18th chapter in Krishna book, and also in the 18th chapter in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So if we see, after extinguishing the forest fire, like as we discussed yesterday, so I've heard about also this pastime. So after extinguishing the forest fire, Krishna and his cowherd friends, they were taking rest. And this pastime actually happened in the month of summer season. So we all know, those of us have visited to Vrindavan, that how hot it is in summer season, right? So we usually don't keep any kind of yatras during the summer season in Vrindavan. So because we know that it's very, very hot over there, and devotees try to go in some other places also sometimes. So, but if we look at the Vrindavan, like it is a summer season, but it turned into a spring season. So as Prabhupada mentions in the Krishna book also, that why this summer season turned to a into the spring season. So we can understand that Krishna is the supreme enjoyer. So he is the supreme controller, supreme enjoyer also. So because he is the supreme controller, supreme enjoyer, so all the energies of Krishna wanted to serve him in different ways. And one of his energy is the sun god also. So because Krishna was playing with his friend, he was doing this pastime. So sun god also thinking that how I can serve Krishna, because it's a spiritual world. So there is a no reason for like sweating, or it is too hot. So whenever Krishna is there, automatically the seasons, the flowers, everything, the natural thing, everything which we see becomes very pleasing, right? So as we know that when Krishna appeared, in the beginning, we heard that when Krishna appeared, although the Yamuna was flowing very vastly, but when Krishna entered through Nanda Maharaj, then how the Yamuna also got given the way. So similarly, whenever Krishna is there, so automatically the seasons, everything will become very calm. So everybody wants to serve Krishna. And how the Krishna was served, like it is not that Krishna is master, but when the cowherd boys, they were dancing, they were playing flute, but Krishna also joined him. So usually we see in the material world that master enjoys and all the servant serves him. But in the spiritual world, it is completely opposite. So when Krishna always wanted to serve his devotees, so it is not like Krishna is just sitting at one place and he is enjoying the dancing and other. But Krishna also joined to the cowherd boys, and he also started to play the flute, and he also started to dance there. And because this is very important to understand, because we are in the material world and we have this enjoying mentality always. And sometimes people used to pay some money to get some kind of enjoyment also. And when such people, they get attraction towards Krishna, and when we hear this, that our aim of life, our goal of life is actually to serve Krishna, then it becomes very, very challenging for us, because by this time we are continuously enjoying ourselves, like by our money, by our wealth. But now we have to direct that enjoyment. Now we have to give the enjoyment to Krishna, and that is why we have lot of challenges in the devotional service. Although devotional service is very simple, but because we are now trying to serve Krishna, and we have that mentality from so many millions of lifetimes, it becomes very, very difficult. And here we see that the cowherd boys, they're very simple. They're very simple. They're doing very simple activities, not very complicated kind of enjoyment. Very simple. They're playing flute, they're dancing, right? Because, and they're going to the forest also. So usually we see that if somebody goes to the forest or somebody goes for some work, then they have to struggle so hard, right? Because sometimes when we go to office, we have to struggle so hard in the Bangalore traffic, right? So, but here we see that Krishna, when they are going with his friends in the forest, it is not that they have to struggle so hard. They have to find out where they can take rest or where they are going to eat. So everything is arranged very well. So that is how the Krishna's energy are taking care. So Krishna, whenever Krishna is there, so everything becomes very calm, very pleasing. Even the lakes, rivers, trees, everybody were very happy. So this is this pastimes. So as we know that when Krishna was playing with his friends, and suddenly we see that there is a one demon who's known as Pralambasur. He entered into their company. And what the Pralambasur desired, that how I can kidnap Krishna and Balram and how I can kill them. So this is what the demon mentality. So the demon, they don't want other people. They don't want to see other people to enjoy more. Although the Lord is supreme controller and he is the supreme enjoyer, but a demon don't want to see Lord as an enjoyer. So they want to kill the Lord. So this is what the demon mentality is. But Krishna, who is know everything present, past, and future, so he also understood that this is not an ordinary person, this is a demon. But Krishna also wanted to engage that, okay, if he came to kill me, but let me engage him and I will make sure that how he will be killed. So Krishna understand us also. So whenever demon is there in our heart also, so Krishna understand that demon is in our heart in the form of six anarthas. So Krishna makes the plan, and sometimes our ego was crushed to so hard that we feel lot of pain. We feel lot of pain. But actually we see that Krishna is actually cleaning that. Krishna is crushing means Krishna is giving benediction to us. So and what happened after that? So that Krishna made a plan that let us play in a group, right? So let us play in the group, and then they started playing in the group, and if one person gets defeated, then other person will carry the defeated person will carry the winner at his back, and this is how happened. So Pralambasur got defeated, like he was playing as a role, and he got defeated, and then he carried Balram to his back. And and when we see that the Balram, so who is Balram? So that is very important for us to understand here, that who is Balram. So Balram Purnima is coming on 9th of August, right? So it is always like The Balram comes first because he is elder brother also. But there is a very important uh, we can understand from Lord Balram is he is as a spiritual master also. So Balram is spiritual master. So always spiritual master comes to give us Krishna. That without the spiritual master, we cannot understand Krishna. Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bhi, right? So without the Guru, we cannot understand Krishna. So this is why Balram comes first and then Krishna comes. So we have to understand that why Balram was carried by Pralambasur. So that is the plan of Krishna. So here we can understand first very important thing is that what Pralambasur is represent as. So how we can understand the Pralambasur? So Pralambasur, as Acharya mentions, that Pralambasur represents as lust, greed, and desires to lord over the material nature or to enjoy ourselves. So if we see this lust, greed, and our desires, they always carry us away from Krishna. Always, right? So when we have, suppose if we have greedy, if we are very greedy, then we will do certain work, will not think of Krishna. We'll do certain work that how I can accumulate more money, how can I do this, how can I do that, and desires. Then we will make so many plans that tomorrow I will do that, tomorrow I will do this, right? And when we make those plans, and when we try to execute, then we slowly we go away from Krishna. So this is how the Pralambasur also did. So Pralambasur carried away from Krishna. So Balram. So he did like that. So he carried away Balram. So that once he carried away and then he will kill Balram. This is what the plan of Pralambasur. And but what happened? So there is a very important, very nice verse comes in Srimad Bhagavatam in this chapter, text number 26. So this verse says that as the great demon carried Balram, the Lord became as heavy as massive Mount Sumeru, and Pralamba had to slow down. He then resumed his actual form, an effulgent body that was covered with golden ornaments and that resembled a cloud flashing with lightning and carrying the moon. So here we see that when the demon was carrying Lord Balram, so what happened? Lord became as heavy as Mount Sumeru. So Lord is always heavy, but because he was not displaying his potency, but now because here Balram understood that he is not an ordinary person, he is something else. So he started gaining the weight, and then he became as heavy as Mount Sumeru. And because of that heaviness, the Pralambasur started to become slow down, right? And after that, what happened? The Pralambasur also started to show his real form, right? So his real form, like his appeared to be like having golden helmet and very great hearing, right? So when Balram observed this demon, that how a small person I'm like carrying me, and immediately he became so big, and then he was having the sharp teeth, his eyes was dazzling like a blazing fire, and Balram became very much surprised by the appearance of this demon, and he quickly understood what that this demon was intended to kill me actually. He wanted to kill me, and that is the reason he carried away me from my friends, right? So after that, what happened? So when Balram ji saw this, then immediately what Lord Balram ji did, he made a fist and hit on his face, and with just one fist, this demon god immediately fell on the ground and dead. So this is what the spiritual master does is. So when we have lot of desires, when we have greed, so all these are disguised actually. In the form of disguise, they carry us away from Krishna. So when we have all these things in our heart, so the Balram comes in the form of a spiritual master in our life. And spiritual master, what he does? He cleans the heart. So many times, the spiritual master gives us instructions that you do this, you do that, and those instructions may be very small instructions, but sometimes we feel very difficult to carry out those instructions. Why? Because we have so many anarthas. It's very difficult for us to carry out it, although it looks very simple. So similarly, then again, spiritual master himself help us many times. So that is how Balram also did. So he smashed the demon who is in the form of lust, greed, and desires. So when this demon got killed, so immediately demigods, all the devtas, skinners, all the all the residents of the heavenly planets, they become very joyful, and then they immediately started showering the flowers, and they were saying that well done, like it was so amazing that Balram killed the demon. So in this pastime we see that although like Krishna was killing so many demons, but this is especially where Balram killed the Pralambasur. So as we mentioned that Pralambasur is is reflecting lust, greed, desires. So they always try us away, drag us away from Krishna. But when the spiritual master comes, Lord Balram comes in our life, then all these things will started to go off. So we have to understand it that how this pastime is very important for us, because without the spiritual master, it's very difficult to attract Krishna. So forget about Krishna chanting all those things. Without spiritual master, it's very difficult to attract the mercy of Krishna. So bhakti comes from bhakta. So if there is a if somebody tries to that today from tomorrow I will try to do devotional service. No, it's very difficult. So there Krishna says that devotional service I don't give anybody directly. So Krishna doesn't give devotional service. So devotional service is actually the property of devotee. So because of the devotee only we get the devotional service. If and if we go back and look our life, then somehow or other some devotee, because of some devotee in our life, we are able to perform the devotional service. Either somebody has given us some book, or we heard some lecture, or some devotee has taken care of us very nicely, or like that. So because of devotee only we are performing devotional service, right? And still like we are performing because some devotee somewhere is praying for me, and because of that I am able to perform this devotional service. And through this Janmashtami is coming up, Balram Purnima is coming up, and this is the chance for devotees that they have to spread this mercy which is coming us through the parampara to everybody. And when we reach out to people, we distribute the pamphlets and we distribute prasadam, we invite people for our programs, and this is how we as through the parampara distributing this mercy. So we, although we are insignificant, but because we are connected through the parampara, we are coming, we are following the instructions which are given by our seniors, which are given by our spiritual master. We are following those instructions, and that is why, and if we follow those instructions as it is, so that is why we are able to do that. Otherwise, we don't have any qualification. So through this, we can understand that how it is important that we have to serve devotees, and we have to take the burden from our spiritual master, because although it's not a burden, but he gives us, because when we take his anxiety, then Krishna becomes very pleased. And the anxiety of devotees, that how the other people who are in this world are suffering, and how those people will get the devotional service. So if we take their anxiety, and if we help them also, then this demon which is sitting in our heart in the form of lust, greed, desire, so this demon will be cleaned slowly and steadily. So that we have to continue uh, always. And this is what Srila Prabhupada has given us this movement, that we have to continue this preaching, we have to invite people, we have to tell people about this Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much for the nice pastime of Lord Balram killing the Pralambasura demon. Let's start the quiz now. We'll chant one round of Hare Krishna Mahamantra for Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Ram
Hare.
Ram Hare Hare.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
So game is starting now. Please join. Hari Bol, Ritika Mataji, Uddhav Prabhu, Renu Mataji, congratulations.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Please join this Sunday speech program so that you will receive the gifts. All are well played. Congratulations.